So I was watching a bit of Vlad TV and Gilbert Arenas was on there. And you know Gilbert, the Kanye West of always says stuff that you kind of like, But again, he came up with something that I like the broke clock. He might be on to something. He said that the going rate to keep NBA girlfriends quiet is 60,000 a month. Am I reaction it? But there is truth to that. Groupies always have been in the NBA. I remember one named Robin Powers back in the day. She used to mess with Prince. She was in the Graffiti Bridge movie. She was a tall, voluptuous woman. And she actually was talking about getting the sports section out and said she was talking about David Robinson as a target. This ain't nothing new. I didn't heard stories. I will say this. It's believable for many reasons because, like, when you think about Kobe situations, Shaq situations, Michael Jordan situations, Dwayne Wade situations, and than people you wouldn't assume. There have been many stories of how, and I've said this, David Stern wasn't just the Don, he was also the sweeper. He would sweep up the debris because with all that money, all that contact, all that world, there's bound to be some interactions. And so they cleaned the crooked picker uppers like Rosie the bounty paper towel. That's what a lot of stuff got cleaned up in the NBA. Stuff that you wouldn't, because they did a good, fine job of keeping an image and a facade a certain way. So a lot of stuff never made it to what was really going on. So Gilbert's saying that the going rate now is 60 grand a month for these girlfriends to keep quiet. Now, they got some probably explosive stuff. I wouldn't be surprised or shocked because everybody pimps. I tell you all the time about the NBA what it stands for, the acronym Negroes be acting. That's what it stands for because they do a lot of acting in the NBA. A lot of actors, a lot of academy, and I ain't just talking about the flopping and the, you know, and and looking like they gonna fight and what have you. I'm talking about how they be acting, and the groupie thing ain't never died out in the NBA. It's one of them open secrets people know. They know. I still remember when under Karolinko, his wife came out and said he had one free night to do what he wanted. And he was a really good defensive player for the Utah Jazz. But when his wife said that, his game never was the same again. Buddy of mine used to talk about that all the time. So yeah, I do believe they're paying him. I do believe that. I'm sure that with all the pickups and a lot of them just spread them around, unless they mess with Kardashians and a lot of these tricks be sitting in the stands. There's a lot of 3 or 4 going on. Well, ain't nobody dumb. You know, I learned a lot of terms by following the NBA because between Paul George and Dwayne Wade, I learned about what a break baby was because cats be into a whole lot of things, debauchery, real. And if David Stern and Adam Silver don't call them in the office to clean it up, they got to have some way to clean it up because they don't want that kind of PR. They don't want that kind of, they got families too. They're kind of like Goodfellas in a way. Wives are on the trips, Sunday through Thursday, but Friday and Saturday is the girlfriend's night. So you would be surprised at some of this stuff that goes on and how it's got to be cleaned up and dealt with. But I'm sure there is a bag that's sitting there that's low key. It goes on. Cats making a bunch of money, endorsements, etc. So don't be surprised with what he said. So that was quite interesting because he always does be a bird in the nest. And once in a blue, he drops something that you go, huh? But then again, it makes sense because when you see the Larsa Pippins of the world and some of the Kardashians and how these women get passed around, like Tristan Thompson scores more points off the court than he does on, despite taking the rods. Go tell me something I need to know. It ain't nothing new. Back in the day, you heard the crazy story about Tony Braxton with Jimmy Jackson and Jason Kidd, which Jimmy Jackson cleared up on the Dan Patrick show. But these things do happen in the NBA. There's a lot, and it happens in all the sports, but the NBA gets more of it, obviously, with Magic situation back in the day, and that it became like front row entertainment. There's a lot of that go on. You'd be very surprised all that in the world's mix and all that. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share the review if you like, and I'm out. Peace.